Welcome to the Black Appalachian Coalition's podcast entitled Black Remembering, where we will bring to you the heavy and the hope across the Ohio River Valley. We want to remember who we are, where we've come from. We want to speak to the oral history of what we've done, what we've achieved. We want to speak to the ills that we have experienced while also finding solutions to those problems, those issues. We want to deal with the narrative that has kept us deeply rooted in despair. Now we want to punch through that narrative and stand up and say, we are remembering our Black past, and we are rooted, and we are here to stay. Welcome to Black Remembering. We hope that you find your place, your space, and your voice in this podcast.
I am Tania Whitfield from Chicago originally, and I've lived here a significant amount of time. I am a daddy's girl. Maybe within a year of my dad moving here, I came here. When I first got down here, I was 19 and always working, taking care of my family. My dad passed 17 years ago. I tell you, that was a very prominent, hard, very deep. I am a huge daddy's girl. And I want to also clarify that my daddy, he always said, even when I was a kid, that, whatever he said was like my mom said, and what my mom said was like what he said. When I talk about my daddy, I always feel like I'm talking about my mom. Even though sometimes when I actually just talk about my mom, people are like, oh yeah, I forgot you do have a mom. And I always joke with them like, I know, right? Because I'm just a daddy's girl. And my mom, she's a daddy's girl. So she gets it, And it's just so cool. I just have such the best colleagues. I have such best friends. Even though they're colleagues, I see them as my family. I see them as my brothers and sisters. I am just incredibly grateful. Even before I met a lot of my colleagues, I had met some of the most amazing people through my church. And I still have a great friendship, and I call her my sis. We've known each other for about 15 years. She is the most sweetest, kind person in the world. You know who you are, girl. She's just my heart, I'm just so grateful, and I have just the best people in my life. And I was a part of Step by Step, which was such a great organization, still is. And yes, you will hear about a lot of organizations and why, because they're a part of my story. They're a part of who I am and whose I be, as they say. And of course, Greenhouse 17, which used to be the domestic violence shelter, they changed the name. And of course, Darlene Thomas and Diane Fleet, two of the most amazing, incredible, strong, intelligent, amazing, gorgeous, exquisite women. They have helped me so much to be the woman that I am. And I am so grateful for them. I brag about them all the time because they really have truly helped my life. I am on the domestic violence board, which I am so proud to be on. I started at the end of last year, so I'll be on it till 2027, and I'm very proud of that. They have a magazine that I got to be a part of. I'm on the cover of, called Bloom, which is such a perfect name because I bloomed from a not so good situation. But like I tell everybody, that's just part of my story. It's not my whole story. It's not all of who I am or who I be, And I'm just so excited because, when I look at my life and where I've been and where I'm going and, so I still remember when I got the email of Miss Fleet even asking me, I was so honored. And then when the other lady, she had sent me and asked if I wanted to be on the cover, I said, thank you so much. I would be honored. And I still asked if my princesses could be a part of it. And so they're on the next page, and we have just the best picture. We had such a great time doing this. We actually went to Charles Young Park. It was just amazing. The experience of that, the greatness of that. My daughters, the weather was beautiful. We looked beautiful in our clothes, like it was a whole thing. And I still remember when it first came out, before I even knew it came out. And of course, a great colleague of mine, she's also a council member. She was like, girl, is this you? I was like, yeah, that's me. I said, I'll sign it for you later. She's such a beautiful person. One of my mentors, Miss Leandra Foreman. So me and her have so much in common. Her dad was a chef. My dad was a home chef. I was a part of a 6-week cooking program, which I've been cooking since I was a kid, but I never really used measuring cups until food chain, which I'm so grateful for. And that's why I felt like saying food chain was very important to me, because they helped me do so many different things. And I still remember I got an email from Leandra. It was about this meeting, and I still to this day don't know what it was, but that's how I started being a part of K-Fan, and I'm actually a part of it to this day. I'm on the steering committee, and before that, we just kind of had a pre-part to the steering committee, and so that's how I met Tyler Offerman, such an amazing guy. I call him my bro. I would say for now, he's my older bro. He's very cool. I call him my boss as well. Even though he says he's not, I'm like, well, I answer to you in a sense, so you're my boss. But we always joke about it all the time. He's such a cool guy. Him, his wife, and his children, and I call them my niece and nephew, because I'm just family oriented. You will always hear that from me in one way or another. And I'm just so excited, because to be a part of these great organizations and to be able to have this a part of my life is so incredible to me, because I think about my dad and I think about all the things he did as I was growing up in Chicago, and he really was the unofficial mayor of Chicago. He really was. Like, he took care of everybody. He made sure everybody ate. He made sure people had opportunities to work when they wanted to. Like, everything that I have, everything that is a part of me is so extraordinary to me. And it's because of what has been ingrained in me since I was little. I mean, I've always known that I could fly. I've always known that no matter what I did in my life, that greatness will come from that. I've always known that. Like, I don't really think there was a time outside of, when I was going through bad situations where I really doubted myself, because I always tell people, I didn't just have a daddy. I had an OG daddy, and that is not the same thing. And as my daddy taught me, OG is original gentleman. Some people say gangster, some people say this, some people say that, but that's what my daddy taught me. So I'm going with that, because my daddy knew almost everything, because he was just very educated. He read a lot. He studied a lot, because he believed in knowledge and helping others leave and giving people a better way out of what they were in, and not what they had versus what they didn't have. He just never was that type of person. And he was very about mental health. He took care of his mental health very well. He was very aware of himself, and I feel like I'm very aware of myself. Sometimes I get excited, as you can tell. I am a big kid. Sometimes I ask my colleagues to help me with that, because I just get excited and I just want to tell you everything and let you know how important this really is to me. I always knew as a kid that I would do great things in my life, in my community, and to be all the things. Like, I knew that in my whole heart, my spirit. I really do believe that it's because of how I was raised. And I also want to bring up my council member. I'm working on helping her to be reelected, Council Member Tania Whitfield. She doesn't even know that I'm even bringing her up. She's been very helpful to me. I really feel like she does a lot of great things for the community, and not just because she has helped me, but she really has this spirit about her, this life about her, this willingness to really be who she says she is, to walk that walk really well. She is very unapologetic, straightforward, and there's no nonsense. But I have always believed in being there for people in these moments of greatness. And when I think about how I have gotten this extraordinary opportunity to be with BLAC. They helped me get me and my princesses down there. We had so much fun. It was so much life. Being a part of that and being in that greatness is such a beautiful thing. I definitely gotta give a shout out to this poet, Marianne Williamson, and the title of it is Our Deepest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. You playing small doesn't serve the world. And when we let our own light shine as children do, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. I did not quote it all the way verbatim, but I hope that y'all will look that up and really let it just lead your life. And even though I've been through a lot, I also know that I am me. I am she. I am this person. I am this greatness. I am this force of nature. And as a 40-year-old, it has been such a great journey to be at this point, just have this joy, this greatness, this love. Like, I really do work with some of the most incrediblest people. And it brings me back to what my dad said. When you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And I am so grateful and thankful that this is not work to me. This is me being a kid in the candy store. I'm just really happy, very honest with myself. That's just who I am as a person. And I just really think that that's important, to always be honest and to be real and to live unapologetically and to not always worry and be scared, because I'm just me and I'm a great person and I know that. But I am a sensitive person. Even though I'm a very tough person, I have been through a lot, I have overcome a lot. There are things that bother me, and sometimes how I handle them are not the best because I never really dealt with it the right way and I didn't know how to articulate it the right way. I tell people all the time, being smart and being educated and being beautiful or handsome, gentle or rough, all of those things are who you are. And to be proud of that and to be thankful for that. And even when you're fixing things, it doesn't mean you're not proud of it anymore. It just means that you're going to a better level, a greater understanding. And with all that being said, I realize I'm just me. And I'm grateful for me, and I'm grateful for who I am and who I be, because that's just me. And I really hope genuinely and sincerely that when people hear this, that they really hear me and they see me and they believe in greater things. They believe in hope and joy and love, that they see that they are worthy of greatness and beauty, art, intelligence, and everything. And this is me signing out.